The question, Ralph, the initial question I would have is, how did you get started in this? What started you painting?
Oh, my mom. When I was my mom went to went to art school in I think the 30s or something like that, and so I came by it honestly. She, there was always that sort of thing going on in the house, and when I was a little kid, I remember seeing her do it, and she had books with pictures in it of um, Renaissance Baroque type things, Poussin, Claude Lorrain, and things like people like that. And I, of course, Matisse and all of those. But I was always drawn to the earlier Baroque type ones.
Wow.
Wow.
And so then,
So I just thought, well, maybe I could do that. And so I got her to show me how to do some things, and eventually I went to art school after high school. But I sort of did that, off and on all the time.
that's wonderful. And so many people I talked to got started in their families in some way.
Yeah,
They,
yeah.
that seems like it's almost the major gateway.
It's a disorder, actually. It's compulsive behavior. I I didn't. I stopped painting for about 20 years. I missed the 80s. I got married, and I did went and studied art history and philosophy and art history at university. Actually, I learned more about painting from studying art history than I did at art school.
Yes, isn't that interesting? I bet, yeah, for sure. I remember watching in Florence, eh, watching them copying the masters, the students.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Well,
it seemed to me at the time that's probably a pretty good way to learn.
I've done a couple of workshops at the Academy of Realist Art in Toronto, and they have a really interesting program there. I don't want to plug anything but
Yeah.
in art
Yeah.
schools now, you don't really, you learn a certain amount, but you don't learn the sort of fundamental nuts and bolts type things of how to mix paint and what to do with it, especially oil paint. Nobody really uses oil paint because I think it's because it's stinky,
Yeah.
and so I think that's kind of lacking. And what they do at this place is they do it like the academy in the 19th century in France. You start by copying drawings, and it's a very good way to do it because it's sort of you have to be a craftsman before you can be an artist. I mean, it's like wanting to run before you
Sure.
walk. You go to universities or say, and people say, okay, there you go, do this, paint what you feel here. Well, you'd never give somebody a violin and say, play something.
No, you have to train your hands and your eyes and your body to manipulate your instrument, don't you? Or
Exactly,
if you
yeah.
don't have the training, you're not going to win any races or whatever.
I don't think so.